Yo, what's up my fellow brethren, it's your boy Elusiive and welcome back to the channel. And in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 best meta builds in Black Ops 6. In other words, the best weapons that everyone and their mama uses, definitely when it comes to the sweaty lobbies. So this just makes it to where you have the best weapon in the meta build. Just in case you run up against someone sweating their absolute heart out, you can actually put up some work against them or counter them entirely or whatever the case may be. AKA skill base is thicker than a Cali king size mattress. Everyone knows if you're trying to use a weapon that is not meta in thick skill-based lobbies, you're getting folded like a wet taco in a hurricane. So, like, no cap, you're probably gonna have to run one of these class ups or all of them. And the thicker skill base, if you have like lower skill base, then you guys can run this for like camo grinding or to sweat or whatever the case may be. These are just the best classes you can run. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and sub if you're new. But not so, let's get into the top 5 meta builds in Black Ops 6. For the first weapon, we're going to be doing the Krig C, which everyone knows is the best AR in the game. This is what I normally run on the Krig C. I actually do have some other attachments you can run, so I'm going to mention those after these ones. I run the Kepler Micro Reflex simply because I don't really like the Krig C's iron sight, and this is just the best optic in my opinion when it comes to reflex, since the gun has a 3 to 4 shot time to kill. So you're definitely going to want an optic. If you guys don't want this one, run whatever optic you like, just make sure it doesn't nerf ADS. Suppressors to stay off radar allows you to go for flank kills without constantly being deleted from the back or being swarmed due to people just staring at the radars and sitting in corners. You can also drop the suppressor and slap on a compensator to help out with this recoil pattern so the gun doesn't have any kick. It's up to you. Either go with no recoil entirely, which the gun doesn't really have recoil in general, or you can go with the suppressor to stay off radar so you can get flank kills and build a streak, or even go for a nuke. Underbarrel run vertical to help control its horizontal recoil. Another good underbarrel that you can run is a precision. If you guys stand still a lot, the precision will be better because it doesn't give the aim idle sway. And if your gun's swaying a lot and you're standing still, your bullets can miss a lot more often. But if you guys stand still a lot and have the precision on, the gun won't move at all. And this just makes it to where it's extremely accurate if you guys rely more on ADS speed and sitting back rather than running and gunning. So if you guys are like a running gun person, you move a lot, go vertical. But if you guys sit back a lot and don't run as often, go precision so you don't get the aiming idle sway, which will make your bullets land more often and you'll miss a lot less often due to having no recoil and no aiming idle sway. Fourth attachment, we're in the extended mag. 45 bullets is just the best. Honestly, I feel like 30 is just not enough, and I feel like you run out of ammo in the middle of a fight. But you guys can take this off and slap on another attachment, which I will mention. And for the last attachment, I'm running quick draw. I forgot to actually take off this UQB. I was testing out something else. The reason I ran quick draw is because the ADS speed is very slow on this gun without it. As you guys can see, ADS speed is 185 and the sprint to fire is 200. But without it on, you guys see it is 260, and then that's slow as hell. I usually go back and forth between running and gunning and also ADS, so that's why you're going to want to build towards ADS, because that's this gun's weakness. You can also run the ergonomic for the sliding to fire and dive to fire as well, but I just feel like this is the best spot. You guys can also run the commando to lower your ADS speed and your sprint to fire, but I feel like it's not worth it as much due to your ADS speed still being at 225. But honestly, ADS speed is what you're going to want to focus on for this build. And as I mentioned, if you guys want to take off the extended mag, slap on a stock that helps out your speed. For example, no stock and balanced stock. For the second build, we're going to be working on the Model L. Don't really pay attention to the perks. I wasn't really doing the perks. I'm mostly focusing on the gun. These were already like preset. I didn't really touch any of the perks. But if you guys want to know the perks, I would normally run those perk sections right here. But back to the Model L. This is what I'm running on the Model L. This is definitely the best build on the Model L in my opinion. The reflex, of course, iron sight's not very good in my opinion. I feel like the Kepler is the best, but you can run whatever reflex you'd like. Long barrel is definitely needed in my opinion. As you guys can see, it gives it a 57.8, just makes it to where the 3 to 4 shot kill remains consistent all the way up to 57.8 range. But without it, you guys can see it's 44.4. which is not as far. But I just feel like I'm going to stick with the long barrel no matter what, just so I can have that consistent 3 to 4 shot, which makes the Model L busted. Underbarrel, vertical foregrip, as I mentioned. You can also change it to the precision if you guys stand still a lot, as I mentioned before. Extended mag, ran it for more bullets, of course. 30 bullets runs out too much, so that's why I ran the 40. But you guys can also take this off and slap on one of the speed stocks, as I mentioned before, like no stock or the balance stock. And for the rear grip, I run quick draws because ADS speed was also very slow on this gun. As you guys can see, without it, it's 270, slow as hell. With it, it's 185, which is actually pretty good. Sprint fire is 190, which is also very good. So I feel like sprint fire is definitely not your focus. ADS speed is. So if you guys want, you can also try out the ergonomic. It'll be 215, which is slower, but it gives you slide and dive to fire speed. So it's up to you. But the main thing you want to focus on is ADS speed for this gun. For the third weapon, we're going to be doing the Cypher. This was what I was running on the Cypher. It's the same thing as the Model L and the Krig. They all have a 3 to 4 shot to kill. And since the Cypher felt like had a little bit more recoil, this is why I built it this way. Kepler, always the same. As I mentioned, favorite reflex. Compensator, I ran this because the gun was having vertical issues and it was very hard to control. So that's why I slapped on the compensator so I could slightly pull down on the analog with this on and the gun won't move. Long barrel to extend the damage range so it doesn't have as much fall off. As you guys can see, 65.8 insane, but without it, it's 47 meters. As you guys can see, that's almost a 20-meter difference. Long barrel is definitely a must in my opinion. I ran the extended mag because the gun runs out of ammo and it also doesn't have any cons. And quick draw, of course, also the same thing as I mentioned when it came to the Krig and the Model L. The ADS speed on this gun was slower than the sprint to fire and it wasn't very fast. As you guys can see, 235, which is somewhat slow. And then sprint to fire, normal speed is 165, which is already good. So that's why I feel like ADS speeds, which we're going to want to focus on for this gun as well. 160 for ADS speed, 165. Definitely just the best overall. And they're both balanced and they're both fast. So that's why quick draw is the way to go. And if you guys want, as I mentioned, you can drop the long barrel and slap on the underbarrel, either the precision, as I mentioned, for the aiming idle sway, or the vertical to help out the horizontal, or you can even slap on a stock, as I mentioned, either the light stock or the balanced stock. In my opinion, I feel like the balanced stock is probably the best on all of them due to the aim walking speed to allow you to strafe faster. For the fourth weapon, we're going to be doing the Jackal PDW. These are the attachments I was running. Honestly, the best in my opinion. This will keep you off radar. It will have good damage range, have no recoil, and it will have fast speed. So I feel like this is just the best build overall. It does have a little bit more recoil than running the compensator version. So if you guys want, you can't slap on the compensator. You'll have no recoil at all. The suppressor has a little bit, but if you slightly pull down the analog, the gun won't move. But the reason I ran this is because it will allow me to be in people's spawns and rotate and flank and build a streak without being constantly focused or seen while being in their spawn due to me not being on radar. But honestly, I wouldn't really recommend changing anything else. If you guys want, you can change the CQB. As you guys mentioned, the sprint to fire is 85. The reason I ran this is because majority of the time you're going to be running and gunning with the SMG. You're not going to be sitting back on ADS speed. As you guys can see, ADS speed is 195, which is somewhat fast and slow at the same time. So if you guys want, you can try out the ergonomic. As you guys can see, ergonomic will drop it to 165 and your sprint to fire will drop to 110, which is still fast as well, but it will help out depending if you guys rely on ADS sometimes rather than sprint to fire. So if you guys want a more balanced, go ergonomic because it'll help you out with the sliding and diving fire to speed while also boosting up your ADS speed. So either one of those are fine. If you guys don't rely on ADS as much, go CQB. If you guys want a more balanced one, or if you guys rely on ADS a little bit more, run ergonomic. Or you can even try quick draw, which will drop it down to 135. Just depends on the play style. But honestly, 195 wasn't too bad. But if you guys want more hybrid build, go with something with ADS. Also, as I mentioned, you could drop the muzzle and slap on a stock to help out this movement speed. For example, as I mentioned, the balance stock or the no stock. And just in case if I mentioned a weapon that didn't have a no stock and it was tiled something different, the stock I'm talking about is usually always the first one that helps out with strafing and movement speed. And for the fifth build, we're going to be doing the PPSH, which everyone knows is also a very good gun. This is what I was running on the PPSH. It's kind of the same thing as the Jackal PDW, a gun that has good movement speed and no recoil and stays off radar. You guys can drop the suppressor and slap on the compensator, which will make the gun have zero recoil at all. But with the suppressor on, it has a little bit. Same thing as the Jackal. All you have to do is slightly pull down on the analog and the gun won't move. Reason I ran suppressor was the same reason. Stay off radar and allows me to remain in spawn and not be constantly focused by people sitting in corner and staring at radar. Long barrel, of course, make it to where your gun doesn't have as much fall off. Vertical foregrip makes it to where your gun doesn't kick as much when you're shooting because the gun does have a lot of horizontal kick, so that's why I ran the vertical. You're not really going to be using the precision because you're not going to be standing still a lot of the time with this gun, but you guys can try it out. Flip mag, I ran this was to reload faster. You guys can also try out the extended mag. It does lower your speed to reload to 3500, which is somewhat slow. The flip mag is 2660, so it is significantly faster, but it can make it to where you run out of ammo fast due to the gun's fire rate. It's insane. So if you guys feel like you run out of ammo fast and gets you killed, just go with the extended mag 2. I really wouldn't run because it nerfs your ADS speed and your sprint to fire, but as you guys can see, the sprint to fire and ADS aren't too slow, so if you guys don't care, you can run the extended mag 2, and I wouldn't really recommend running fast mag 1 at all because it lowers your ammo count, and as I mentioned, the gun's fire rate is extremely extremely fast, so you don't want to run out of ammo even faster. And for the last attachment, the agility stock, of course, is just the best overall. It gives you ADS speed and aim walking speed, which allow you to aim down faster and strafe faster. And if you have a SMG that can strafe fast, have no recoil, and has a fast TTK, it is almost impossible to get deleted in a one-on-one close range. So that's why I always ran something like this, but you also can run the quick draw stock, which has more ADS. But I just felt like it wasn't as worth it due to the agility stock having the aim walking speed, which allowed me to strafe them faster and snatch people's cameras. And yeah, these are the top 5 meta builds in Black Ops 6. You guys already know the reason I chose these 5 weapons is because they're literally meta right now in the high skill based lobbies, and they're probably the weapon you're going to see the majority of the time. And if you guys are trying to use this and wondering why your weapon isn't slapping as good, it's because your build is probably not as good. And I feel like these are definitely the best builds for all these weapons. So yeah, let me know guys' thoughts down in the comments about these 5 builds, and what do you guys want to see me post up on next, whether that's another top 5 meta build using different weapons, or if you guys want to see me post up on some Marvel, let me know down in the comments as well. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, don't forget to slap on the post notifications so you miss the latest and greatest videos, and I'll see you later guys. Peace.